and welcome to a mod review of this Kasui's rework of the Scania R700. This is version 1.39 update, version 3.1. And what a fine specimen of a truck it is. Comes with a very smart, aerodynamically efficient design. Very smooth, very flowy. Sitting on Michelin DLC tyres. With a V8. This particular one has the signature engine in it, the 700 horsepower V8, 16.4 litres, and is sporting a Calcer light bar and a roof bar, a set of high power cargo DLC beacons on the back. So let's put the drone away and let's take a look. I do apologise for leaving the steering wheel off kilter. We can sort that in a moment, nice and straight. Inside we have got a nice familiar interior from these outgoing Scania R series, also used in the Streamline. This is from the top line cab. It's a very smart, very nice working environment. You have two massive mirror pods on the doors. They are really big. Yes, they create a slight blind spot down there when you're trying to see what's coming up through a junction, but they do on other trucks as well, like the Mercedes Actros. Yeah, both in game and in real life, so that's not a problem. In fact, I'd rather have big mirrors than small ones. The bigger the mirror is, the more picture you get. These mirror pods, yeah, they function very well. You've got the wide angle at the bottom there, the main mirror at the top, curb pedestrian mirror. I have removed, however, the front mirror. Then obviously you've got your two mirrors on this side. Gauges, you've got customised front dashboard gauges with the Griffin on the rev counter and the R700 logo on the speedometer. GPS system in the ear. Animated retarder stick. Although, just like the default Scania, the drive direction doesn't rotate, but it doesn't rotate on a lot of SCS trucks, so I'm not worried about that. you've got animated for the wipers, which has intermittent and low speed, high speed, low speed, and there's your intermittent. A realistic delay. And yep, they are animated for the indicators. You don't get the animation with the flash, but you don't anyway, I think, on the legacy Scania. But it does move for high beam and low beam. Again, that's not a problem. The SES Scania doesn't do that, and the Volvo FH doesn't do that in right-hand cab, so that's not a problem. You just give it 2 clicks on the high beam, works just as good. You got a nice leather interior. It's got the grey steering wheel. There are all the steering wheel options available. Nice poster options in the back. You'll see more of those in a bit. And these seat logos, they actually light up. So everybody knows coming down the road knows what you're driving. Which is kind of rubbing it in the face of those who drive lesser trucks. Like the poor people who have to drive fleet trucks. Although I'd be very happy if my boss gave me one of these. Storage up there. 3 massive lockers. The document holder in there. Probably for like the service manual or something like that. You stick in there. Well, as it's lockable, you'd probably also put your passport in there and any other documentation that you need to keep locked up out of the way. Down there you've got the fold-out, what would be a fold-out table, and also that's where the fuses are down there on that side of the cab, under that little tray. You open up the top of the dashboard, you flip the thing down, and you've got access to where the fuses are. The next generation Scania, it's down the bottom. There's quite a bit of faffing around to get to it. As you can see, you've got the ignition is on. Animated electric windows, and these are silent. Lesser trucks, you hear the noise as the windows go up and down. Not in this one. Is that a bug? No, because if you've got a high-end car like a Rolls-Royce or a Bentley, again, you do not want to be disturbed by the sound of your electric windows going up or down. The same applies here. So let's take a look. One hits the trailer, and let's go in and see what it offers. So, here we are. We're in the workshop. This is what you've got. You've got your, this is how she stacks it at the moment. 3,200 Newton meters of torque from the Signature 700 series engine. I've got a 14-speed gearbox. I've got a 3.96 differential. 3.745 wheelbase from that point there to that point there. She has got a retarder. She's got 2 axles, and she's got 1 driven axle, which is this one here. You get 1 cab option. The High Line, well, top line. The Scania Next Generation would call this the High Line. And to have a lower cab, I think, would possibly ruin the looks if you were to have a lower profile cab. So it's best being left with just the top line cab. And to be honest, if my boss sent me down to southern Spain with a low roof cab, I probably would not be very happy. Not with the amount of kit that a modern over-the-road long-distance driver has to carry. Chassis options. You've got a 4x4, so if you're working on quarries but you need the maneuverability of a 4x2, yeah, you've got that. You've got 6x2, 6x2 with a tag axle, 6x2 with double tyres. You've got a non-lifting 6x2 twin steer, non-lifting tag axle, and then you've got the mid-lift. This is non-steered. That's a tag axle. So I'll take you through these 4x4. As you can see, maneuverability and hills to reversal on this one go way up. You can pretty much go anywhere with this thing. 6x2 again. Gives you good hill traversal. What's it? Not so good on the uneven terrain. Again, notice the tag lift. The maneuverability goes way back up. That's because you're steering on there. You've shortened with the tag axle lift. You've shortened the wheelbase. Because your wheelbase is dictated by your drive axle. You've gone from 3.7 to a 3-meter wheelbase. 3 meters from there to there. Again, tag lift with a dual tire tag. Now this one is steered, and that one is fixed. You've got this one here, an 8-wheeler. This is your heavy haul chassis, one of them. There are 2 heavy haul chassis in this pack. This is the first one, and this is the second one. Very poor maneuverability, but yeah, that's why. It's a very long truck. So we'll stick with the 4x2. Close up, you don't need that. The engines, you've got a full range of engines from 360 horsepower, Euro 5 straight 6. Probably the sort of thing that you'd have on a rigid chassis that never hauls a trailer. 26-ton truck or something like that. Same with 380. 400 horsepower. Now we're getting into Arctic territory with the power. 400 horsepower, 40 tons, 10% power to weight ratio. A little bit better than that. Into 44 tons. Now we get into mainstream fleet power outputs. 450, 480, 480, 490. And then you start getting to the V8s at 500 horsepower. 2,500 Newton meters of torque. Not a bad torque figure for a V8. 620 Euro 5. 520 Euro 6, 580 Euro 6. The Signature R700 engine, 730. You got a pair of 730s, one at Euro 5, one at Euro 6. There's not really that much between them, although the Euro 5 is a little bit cheaper. Identical specifications in terms of their torque, just that the Euro 6 has got lower emissions. And you get a nice little badge. And then you got these two here. 1000 horsepower and 1150 horsepower. To which you get a nice little badge. I personally would like to see that, a badge in the same font, as an option for the 700. And also, let's take the bull bar off. You've got the old style Scania font for the main engines. However, this is something special. Notice the font, 1150 and 1000. It would be nice to have that font for the 700 engine. I'm not saying go ahead and do it all for all of them, just for the 700. Make the 700 engine something a little bit special. Now this has got add-on mods for the Flag DLC and the HS DLC and the Mighty Griffin. Here is a disclaimer. For that DLC add-on to work, you must own the DLC. Otherwise, it will not work. The DLC will not show. It might even crash your game if you do not have the DLC and it is looking for it. I'm not saying as it will, I'm saying as it might. Because if the game can't find something that should be there, it doesn't like it. So if you want to use the Mighty Griffin DLC add-on, make sure you have the Mighty Griffin DLC to avoid any problems. And the same for the HS and the window flag support. Here we are, we have the window flag support. Again, this is a DLC, so you have to have that DLC. Forget these ones. Otherwise, you just get either a grey dot or possibly, if you've got the Cecil Mega Pack, it will just show you the ones that come with the Cecil pack. So let's move on to the transmissions. You've got 8 gearboxes, 4 with retarder and 4 without, although the ratios are identical. You get 2 of each, 1 with and 1 without retarder. So 2.1, there we are. 6-speed if you've only got a 6-speed shifter, or if you're using a Logitech or Thrustmaster shifter with a SKRS on with 2 switches, you can set it up to actually drive it pardon me, like a manual in the correct gear form. Unfortunately, I have got such a device, but it's not connected. I'm using an automatic. Because my device, the Logitech, is not working properly. I do apologise for that. I'm a little bit croaky today. I do not know why. And our interiors. You've got 10 different interiors, 5 left-hand drive, 5 right-hand drive. So this is the standard interior. It's a 5 Series based interior. Still with the glowing seat backs. Very grey, very basic interior, but at the end of the day, it's a base spec interior. It's not meant to be anything flashy. Sort of interior you give somebody for occasional night out work. Yeah, nice little radio. Got your speakers down there. It is available in right-hand drive as well. Both interiors, you've got 5 left and 5 right. One thing I have noticed, however, the tachograph on the right-hand drive only is the wrong way round. The screen should be there, and this piece here should be there. All the buttons should be on this side. If you notice, it's reading back to front. Not a major problem. Standard interior, 6 Series interior. And unfortunately, the 6 Series base interior lacks a stereo. Maybe at some point it will be worth... actually, no, I don't think it will, actually. I don't think it will work. No, it won't work. Totally different shape interior. Perhaps at some point, put a radio head unit in there somewhere, so at least you've got a stereo. Having done multi-drop driving work myself, with a truck that had no radio in, it was not a very nice experience. It was very boring. So like having the radio in and turning it off, it's also nice when you want the radio. Again, right-hand drive. But that is not having no stereo. That's a SCS. That's how they've designed it. So again, that's not really a problem. Now we move on to the exclusive interiors, 5 Series. Big GPS screen. Although, as you're driving, you do occasionally have to see where you're going. You have to look across. Would be nice for a couple of hookup nodes down here, which SES never give us. Now the interior on the exclusive has a dual scale speedo. There. Kilometers on the outside, miles on the inside. Same with the UK. Six Series interior exclusive. This is one I'm currently using in this truck. Would be nice to have some bedding or something there. Just to give the bed a little bit of interest. It would be nice if SES were to do a DLC that actually gives us bedding. And mod makers could start doing that. Again, right-hand drive version. Nice Pioneer speakers in it as well. Very good speakers. And then we move into the 6 Series version 2 with button leather, diamond stitched floor matting and center matting. Very nice. With leather edge seats and leather interior, dual colour seats. It's actually quite nice. It's quite a nice workspace, as opposed to the stitched seats of the exclusive base spec. Now, it would be nice if the seats could be like a creamy, either black on the outside or maybe cream on the outside with contrasting. Like that, but in cream. With that in cream. Like those seats there on the exclusive 6 Series. But that also goes for both this and any other Scania mod. Exclusive UK. So they're your interiors. And yeah, the 6 Series you get a lovely R700 logo. Paint schemes. This is what you get out of the box. various different fixed block colours. That's your default one. Poached ivory. I think that's a changeable one here. So if you really want to go to town, yeah, there you are. Or you can do that. AFT IT service. Don't know who they are, but it's a nice, simple livery. Green power. This has got a possibility at some point for potentially a base for another livery, where you can have all this here, one colour, with the cab offered another colour. Maybe with the option to have stripes down here, like in the heavy haul, and perhaps have the Griffin changeable as well. So you can have black cab, green Griffin, and all black side skirts with green stripes, or whatever combination you want. So 1, 2, 3, 4 colour tiles. But as a livery as it stands, that's nice. It's a simple livery. Let everyone know what you're driving. Heavy haulage, again. Representation of a typical heavy duty paint scheme, sort of thing that you probably see on something like that. Or that. Besides, gets back on. Nexian. Typical livery of some kind of logistics company, I would have thought. And yeah, let everybody know what you're driving. If you've got a livery like that, you've got to have a V8. Passion for power. Very striking, very bright interior. Port Lincoln Transport Services. Australian themed paint scheme. Thank you, Kasui, for putting this one in for me, for other people to use as well. R700 paint scheme. This is what I would class as a signature paint scheme. So maybe, as this is the a signature paint scheme, I think that says speed and power. Yeah, it does. Maybe having a slightly different R700 font. Probably that one, I think. Would look better there, and obviously on the back as well. On the back of the truck. Here we are. Yeah, put that there. Put that same font there. And maybe have the Griffin there and this section here customizable at some stage. So you can have a completely white side skirt, the black Griffin, and the logo. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles. That would be nice. Wow. Look at that. I just love how this paint scheme goes from really thick, solid red, starts to fade out into the midnight black with the striking red griffin. Just because it's a solid red griffin and it's on top of that, it really stands out. Wow. That is a lovely paint scheme. And it wouldn't work with any other colours, I don't think. But that is beautiful. That really is beautiful. White Angel. You've got monogrammed side skirts. It says it on both the six wheel and the four wheel. Used to have on earlier versions as a guy looking down over her. Maybe the guy she's dreaming of, maybe somebody but it looked a bit creepy. It kind of took the attention off the figure. Now he's gone. He did have a look a bit like Phil Collins. And yet you've got the angel on the back. This is the wings, very subtle. That is beautiful. Reminds me of Belinda Carlisle as she's circling the sand. You know, sitting on the beach thinking about something. But the artwork also as well reminds me of some artwork by Chris Foss, an artist who did a book called The Diary of a Space Person. Some of the artwork in there of the character Jay was of a very similar style. And that's not a bad thing. I do like that. It's one of my favourite liveries that come with this mod. Vengeance. This is the original Vengeance paint scheme. R700 Vengeance on the back. R700 and Road Emperor on the side here. And if you've got longer visors, I think it's that one. Was it that one? Yeah, that one. It shows up. It's designed to work with that one. And also that one. Other ones it slightly crops off to. You lose some of the lettering on some of the other visors. But don't worry. You've then got R700, which replaces the Road Emperor with this R700. Now that there will be a great font for this badge here, but only on the R700 badge, not the others. And then you move into your custom color, any color you want. As you move around sliders. Although this particular truck is Maersk blue. Fixed metallic, citrine metallic, amber glory citrine, that's fixed. And then you get some flip paint, although I've got flip paint DLC, so it might be through support of that. I don't know. I presume it is. And you can have your metallic color scheme. So let's have a look at the customization options. And there's a lot of dots. A dot down here if you've got Mighty Griffin support to put the Mighty Griffin front flaps. The painted ones only work best if you've got certain painted colours, but that's part of the DLC. You've got the option for, if you've not got the Mighty Griffin and you still want to have front mud guards, you've got that option as well with the no slots option. As I come past here, there they are. You can have Scania R700 or Boss Truck. And then you've got the option as well to mount certain spotlights as well. Where are they? Oh. There we are. We can mount those there, or we can. Once at certain points, they actually do hide into there. Again, you've got the options of upside down or right way shining through there, all the way across there. And then you've got other ones as well. Now, I personally would add a bit of feedback for you, Kasui. One thing I forgot to mention is if you've got on the no slots only, you've got two dots there. One adding for all. Actually, make those two. That one there and that one there. A grey hookup node. So we can choose to have them with other bull bars. And then we got some of the next gen bull bars. And these here, these calcium bars, are part of the mod itself. Those would be so prone to damage. Little bumper guard there, little front, bit of a front protection there. That one there with the truck's license plate on there. Although it doesn't actually give you what's it? If you've got the R700 plate on, you can't have it on the bull bars. And HS DLC. Again, like the Mighty Griffin, you do get an add-on support for the HS DLC, but you need the DLC for them to show. So let's put my Astropus lights on. Yes, it does support third-party lights. These are not part of the mod. These are from another mod, but it does quite happily accept them. Even though it does actually have its own set of lights. That come with it. as well as spotlights. So you can even have a couple of upside down lights if you so desire. You can have side spacing searchlights if you want. Not quite sure why you need that, but you know, the option is there for you. That was that. Moving further up, you've got Model X headlights, which are xenon headlights. And then you've got these here. These are I think, are the better looking headlights. Although they probably give the brighter light. Yeah, only DRL seem to light up with those. So moving further on up, we've got a full range of bull bars. From those to those to those to those. Right the way down to some of the original SCS bull bars. Like that one, for example. Sting, Joker, Sting Next Generation. Lots of hookup points if you've got the Sting bull bar, some of the next gen ones. Again, support for Mighty Griffin bull bars as well. That's for the old legacy Scania. Unfortunately, the legacy Scania had a slightly narrower front bumper. So if you want this one, you best go for that one there. Although SCS, when they made this, they made that meshing, in my opinion, too small. So if you want a bull bar like with a decent size wide mesh, that just goes over there. Use a claw. It works very well with this. Doesn't work with many trucks. It works with this one and the Renault Magnum, and that's pretty much it. Bull Rider bar. This is one of the other bars that fits this truck very well indeed. Gives good grille protection, and your lights can still shine through it because it doesn't block it off. Whereas that one could possibly block off those two lights, and that one definitely would. SCS, when they designed some of the early bull bars, they never thought about blocking lights. The Accent bull bar, this doesn't work very well on the old legacy Scanias because this support bar is in the grille. But here it works brilliantly. Fits the truck nicely. Protects the front grille and doesn't block any of the headlights. If you've got additional bull bars, this particular one, Schubert's bull bar, it's a third-party bull bar. It does cover the R700. I got that off the Steam Workshop, and it is actually paintable. Back to SCS Mighty Griffin bull bar. Which is available in 3 different types: dark, silver, or white. And then you've got the Goliath. Doesn't work very well on the old style Scania. It's slightly too small, but here, this particular one, I don't know which one he's used. I think it's a DAF or Volvo one he's used. Actually works very well on this truck. The meshing allows the light to be seen through. The bars do not block the lights. It's at the right position up above. Nice fit. I do like that one. And then you got the next generation Scania. Fits very well. I personally would have lifted it up a smite, so this mesh here can shine a lot of lights that shine through it. As you can see, it's just a little bit too low. Although SES, when they designed it, they should have given it another mounting point a little bit further up. Range it. This is an early SES bulb bar. One of the few SES bulb bars that works. But it doesn't block any of the lights off. Your lights can shine underneath it quite happily. Lots of spotlights point if spotlights are your thing. Wrestler. Very much like the Goliath, only with slightly different styling and less lights. Costs you more money, but you get less. You get less for your money. So out of the two, I would go for the Goliath and the Vortex. Probably the most expensive bulb bar on here. And it gives you no additional slots. So let's put, it was that one. Now again, this bulb bar, you got several different hookup points. You can put lights on the front of it and spotlights on the top. Or if you want to use that one there, you can have them tack welded onto the front and have lights between. Or you can have underhung lights off the spotlight kit. There we are, blue xenon chrome. These are from the Astropus mod. And just to prove that if you've got a third-party light mod, there's a good possibility it will work. Now moving further up, you've got your grille is divided into two parts, top part, bottom part. Same with the mask as well. So you've got chrome, although the chrome one doesn't quite fit there. And that one, or that one, or that one. That's a stock one. That's probably the better looking of the two. And then as a and yeah, with the mask as well, you've got nodes to put lights on there. Moving across, you've got various different lights here. These ones also give you more options than the X-Type. Make your truck look a bit angry. X-Type. For a second. As you can see, you've only got 4. There is a slight gap there. So maybe at some point it could do with having an extension piece come over there. That's the better one. Moving up on the front, again, you've got various different hookup points for lights and stuff, and you get a few plates in the cab in the kit as well. Where are I? There we go. You get quite a few lights, emissions plates. Turn that on for a second. As you can see, you got blue, green, purple, red, white, yellow, and ice blue. Although these don't give ground, these particular LEDs in certain positions don't give ground shine. But nice if they did. But there are light mods out there that do give ground shine. You've got the option of having 2 badges on there. So if I go to put it all back on, again, it does pick up the Mighty Griffin kit as well. I've got a frog in my throat. I'm trying to do a video. I've got a frog in my throat. Not fun. Chrome, moving further up, chrome badge or painted badge. And yes, even if you have the, again, you've got the ability to have fully painted mesh, but in V8 style and normal style. Moving further up, a series of stone guards, and also, as this has got a add-on for the Mighty Griffin. Yeah. Sorry, guys. We got that there. Moving further up, you've got, wrong note, various different visors. These now fit brilliantly, although this one here is just 1 pixel off R700 clear. Just slightly off there. That's the only one with a fault. All the others now fit perfectly. Got the Ranger, which is a nice chrome one. So let's go with that one. Moving further up, we have a full range of roof bars. Like Mirage, Samurai, Lamp Holder 2. This particular one is designed for, I think, a next gen. It does clip the body slightly, but that's the fault of the light bar, not the mod. It's designed for a straight bar, for a straight fronted truck. As you can see, there's a very subtle curve on the R700. But all the others fit perfect. And if you want to go really to town, you've got this one here, the double bar and visor bar, which can give you an insane amount of spotlights. I mean, that is just an insane amount of hookup points. That's not a bad one. That's one of the better HS ones. Would be nice if SCS would give us bloody hookup points for there. So let's go back and put the Explorer bar, because the Explorer is the best one for the truck. You got hookup points here for your default horns. But as with the SCS trucks and some other modded ones, some of the horns can get in the way of the light bar. As you can see, it's just a little bit in the way. Maybe slightly, they might be slightly out of position as well. I personally, for this truck, I would move them back a bit, so they're behind all the light bars. Maybe something for a later date. And yeah, the light roof bars also support third-party light mods. Again, because I'm using Astra Perseus lights. It does, however, give you the ability to use IJ's mods. It'll hook quite happily on there. Again, from the remolds. Those are bright there, or the construction light off the Steam Workshop. Quite happily. Although, why did it have a spotlight with a bleed grab handle on? I don't know. Those are nicky from up there. Roof beacon support. We get 4. There are other beacon mods out there, like the Britax ones, but for some reason they are not supported by this. This mod is not supported by them, so they don't show. Except if you have like the nose slot. As you can see. Then they show. It would be nice to have a no slots option with a center mounted dot somewhere down here, so we can use these third-party beacons. Well, if you do that, we can't really use a horn. It takes off the air horn slot. These are the old SCS horns, and they are good air horns. Moving further back, you've got 2 roof deflectors if you're hauling high trailers, like if you're in Scandinavia or Britain. Also on the roof customization slot, you've got these here, which give you different antennas on the side bump, for example, or you can even have them on the mirrors as well. They are slightly out of position as well. They could actually do being physically brought forward, these ones here. So you're just clipping with the mirror. Not really a problem. I personally would have them mounted so they come out the top of the casing myself rather than being in front. But yeah, each to their own. And that pretty much wraps up the top of the truck. Cab sides as well. You got 3 different cab side options: black plastic, painted, or chrome. Would be nice to have this strip here to have, like the RGL top line, lights that shine down here. So if you've got a paint scheme with a name up here or something like that, it lights it up as an option. Something to think about. Door handles, again, chrome, plastic, or coloured. Moving on around to the side. Full range of exhausts. And yep, the HS bar as well. Or we can have that there, customizable with different light options. Again, this does accept third-party lights, including strobes. And also as well, obviously, Kasui's, what's it lights? It quite happily works with third-party ones and also its own lights. Now, as I put on downward pipes, I would like, maybe worth considering, this exhaust here to have as an optional blanking plate. Like on this side. Again, the side skirts do have slots. They will take up both SCS and third-party light mods quite happily. Moving further back still, you've got a full range of fenders, both old style R series, streamline, in painted and non-painted form. They are designed to work best with the mod is designed to work best with the streamline ones, although they do slit slightly higher. Now, as you can see, if you've got a SCS trailer on board, which is what I've got here, you do sit slightly low with the trailer, and they do clip going into there as you go over certain terrain. So, you've now got the ability to do away with that clipping by taking the fender tops off, and that is a trick used in Europe to this day. Because a lot of European trucks, they have a low set fifth wheel. This fifth wheel is set at the same height as the SCS Scania, which is slightly higher than the FH Volvo, the RGL Scania mod, and a few other mods, and also a few other SCS trucks, like the next gen. Not really a problem, because some of the trailers, like the Chrome Boxliner and a couple of others, do fit nicely with that one. But all the other SCS trailers do sit too low. One cure for that would be a lower height fifth wheel, like in all the other trucks. A range of customizable rear light bars as well, as we move around the back. Including support for the Mighty Griffin. Again, you need a Mighty Griffin DLC for these to work. These here have slots to adapt, but you do need to have a mod that gives you backlights because you don't actually have any backlights in the kit. Might be worth it as well having a red dot here, there, on the lights and fenders, so we can, if we wanted to, we can put on a custom plate, like from the R700 plate there, over the top. Just something to consider. And yet, if you've got this one here, you can have a different mud flap. Again, it takes third-party lights, and it also as well accepts the Britax strobe lights quite nicely. And moving up onto the top as well, we have got various different options for rail Susie racks. Although without a trailer, you have actually taken away your electrical Susies. And then you've got options as well for upright exhausts up the back. Now, if you have got a refrigerated trailer or a box trailer or one of the curtain-sided trailers, they are a bit close, but they are like that on the DAF XF, the Volvo FH, and Merc Actros and Mighty Griffin tuner kits. So again, that's not a problem. Not so bad important if you've got the container carrier, because the container carrier ends about there. It's a much shorter trailer. So just be aware if you are hauling. Well, you can have these. You've got various different deck plate options, some of which cover the area completely, like that, that, that. If you've got a fender tops in place, as well. There are a few additional ones. Although, for some reason, they don't show if you got the fender tops off. Not quite sure why, but you know. And yes, I did actually put those lights on, they disappeared again. That's not a problem with the mod, that's a problem with SCS. It happens when you try to customize the container carrier. Same thing happens. You make some changes and the lights disappear. Again, you've got support for the mud flaps. And you've got a little node down here as well for mounting additional. Where are they? There. So if I go down here, cab size for paint. There we go. And now let's take a look inside. Support for the Megapack. And also as well, interior lights. Yeah, you get animated dice. Well, hanging dice. I'm not sure if these are animated or not. Again, hanging accessories from Cecil's Megapack. And in-cab accessories. Various, you've got support for in-cab accessories on the glass. Well, DVLA would not like if you had something quite like that. Some countries you are allowed in reality to have things in your windscreen. Other countries, you are not. The UK is one country which, although legal in some respects, if they are not on this side of the cab, if you're on this side of the cab, it's fine as long as they're not above a certain height. In some countries, you can't even have them at all. They're completely verboten. On this side, again, you've got support for various things like Raven, DLC, and what have you. But a lot of European trucks have these. These come from Cecil's Megapack. So that's pretty much it. That's the R700 customization. Oh yeah, you know, I've got different mirror options as well. As you can see, chrome, plastic, or paint. So this is what we have. sound-wise, we have the lovely Scania V8. I like how the window just glides down silently. That is so classy. Before, this mod used to have issues with the coupling. Not anymore. Straight onto it. And also as well, the trailer now sits at the correct attitude. It used to sit nose down, not anymore. That's been sorted. As you can see from the driving position, the mirrors, because they are so big, give you an excellent field of view. So what do I think of this truck? Well, in short, I like it. I like it a lot. Would I recommend this mod? Yes, I would. I mean, it sounds right, it feels right, it's familiar, it's beautiful. There's always one in there. There's always one. a solid 10. As you can see with this particular one, I've already done 62,000 kilometers. Yeah, 6,200. Yeah, 62,000 Ks. And that's on this profile. I've got other profiles with the R700. In this particular truck, I've done more miles than some other mods combined. That's how much I like this truck. Unhitch me. So, yep, here he is, the R700. Probably one of the finest Scania mods ever to graze ETS2. Thank you, Kasuri, for keeping this mod alive. Thank you for updating it. And may it bring me many miles of driving. It really is a fantastic mod. It is quite simply a work of art. Let's hear that again. Probably the best horn in the game. The horn of the Scania Streamline. But yeah, this is absolutely wonderful. Available on ets2.lt. Download link will be in the description below. And thank you for watching. There will be other mod reviews coming up at some stage, but this is one of my favourites.